How are we doing? I hope everybody's really well. I've got the Sunday Times Style mag, and I'm looking at a story here on the unstoppable Ambika Mod. There she is. She is an actress of Indian extract, and she's doing exceptionally well at the moment. This is the 10th of August 2025 edition. And I just want to talk you through it because it says an awful lot of the way the mainstream media is handling all this race, guilt tripping that it's putting on its readers to make them feel bad about who they are and where they come from. Now, I'm not your conventional leading lady. I think that's my superpower. Okay, she certainly isn't a conventional leading lady, but I'm sure she can act. Now, Ting Qi is the journalist here, okay? And I've highlighted all the parts that are about race and skin color. So that's the first page. And then she gets a big photograph. I mean, this is massive for any actress to get so much coverage. Okay, so that's the second page of the article. It's the race and skin color. Okay, two more big photo pages, amazing. And a third, wow. And then the final page here, it's all about race and skin color. So I think, wow, okay, what the? So let's go back. And she was in the David Nichols adaptation of One Day for Netflix, and she played the leading lady. And apparently it was a big hit. I haven't seen it. I read the book one day, which I really liked. I thought that was a really good book. And Anne Hathaway was in the film adaptation. I think that was around 2011. So let's just have a look where they're saying here, it turned Maud into a breakthrough star, a type rarely seen on our screens. Young, British, and South Asian. Okay, so she gets to be British and South Asian. Okay, would it work the other way when the British went over to South Asia? Could they be South Asian too? I don't think so. I don't think this works both ways. Now, born to Indian immigrants, Maud has always wanted to act. She was raised on Bollywood movies, but still remembers a lack of brown faces on British telly, beyond Goodness Gracious Me and Apu from The Simpsons. I don't think that's fair, because I think the Brits have been exceptionally tolerant. Wasn't that the whole thing? They're so tolerant. And we've seen now where that has left their society completely overwhelmed. The multicultural society has totally broken up what it means to be British, and their culture is completely overwhelmed. But anyway, let's continue. It's not like I didn't know South Asian entertainers could exist, she tells me. It's like there wasn't a space for us in the West. Acting for someone whose family had no connections to the industry felt like a pipe dream. Okay, like for most people, it doesn't really matter what skin color you are. For most people, we know it's a hard industry to crack. Even if you want to crack it, we've kind of figured out now there's a lot of propaganda going on there. It's a kind of a propaganda industry, isn't it? So at Durham University, she studied English and became president of the Durham Review, the comedy troupe that produced Nish Kumar and Ed Gamble. Okay, so she's doing really well. She's getting all the opportunities. She's even the president of the acting troupe in university. Okay, so then the foreign Ching Chi journalist is asking, did race have something to do with it? Oh yeah, she didn't want to play. She didn't want to play the role. Was Rachel? Is that the lead in One Day? She didn't want that initially. So the foreign journalist is saying, did race have something to do with it? In the 2011 film adaptation, which Maud watched in her younger years, the character of Emma is played by Anne Hathaway, saying she's white. It's just unbelievable. She's white in the book. Now, in fairness, she says she is white in the book. Yeah, you're allowed to be white, lads. You're allowed to be white. It was a book about white people. Okay, so in fairness to this one, she said, well, she's white in the book. In fairness, right? I just didn't see it for myself. It almost felt too good to be true. Now, it's quite sad to see that despite being incredibly popular, high performing shows for people of colour, give me a break, people of colour, women, are never booked as much as their white counterparts. Oh, they are. They are now, especially in white countries. One commentator tweeted, okay? Sorry now, I'm just highlighting the bits, so I have to try and make sense of it now. So this is a tweet. And then in an interview earlier this year, Maud appeared to concur. We just don't get treated the same at all. So this is kind of the NGO training that you're seeing all around us, this NGO training of having a bit of a chip on your shoulder, and why aren't I getting everything? It's like, well, you are. You've just got the front cover. You're getting all the lead roles. You are getting shoved right up to the front. So nothing to complain about. In a country that is supposed to be Christian and white, when that was supposed to be it. We know India's massive. It's huge. We know that if all the Indians came to Ireland or to the UK, they're going to overwhelm the native culture, right? All right, so there has to be some kind of a balance. Plus, if it was the other way around and we wanted to go over, any Irish actors wanted to go over to India and take part in Bollywood, how many would be allowed? How many would be represented over there? How many white people? So, it works both ways, does it not? Now, does she regret her candor when she was saying, we just don't get treated the same at all? Not really. I mean, it's the truth, she says. This is nothing I've not said to Leo's face. This is a guy who did kind of better than her after one day. Obviously, it's not personal. It's just the industry and the way our society works. You either get asked to audition for brown roles, which are usually, she ticks them off on her fingers, the doctor, the dentist, the policewoman. She isn't getting seen for only those roles, she says, but adds with characteristic, oh my God, bluntness. Even in the past year and a half, I've been asked to audition for the rookie cop who investigates the story of two interesting white leads. I mean, it's just dripping with this kind of sense of entitlement. That's it. It's a sense of entitlement for white roles. You're in a white country, love. I mean, this is the whole thing, Go to India and you'll be in a brown country. I mean, it's no big deal, but it's trying to make people feel bad about their skin color. And this is kind of reverse racism, I find. The fact that she's in the UK and going on like this, as if it's a bad thing to be white. And even saying that, that she was being asked to be the rookie cop who investigates the story of two interesting white leads. The resentment in that. She'd be delighted to get any kind of offers in any roles, but no. And she's getting so much. Still, Maud is clearly proud to have grafted to where she is. Well, most people have to work hard to get to where they are. Doesn't matter what your skin colour is, most people have to work hard, especially in the area of acting. It's hard work. Okay, she says she describes herself as relentless. Fine. Now, if you're brown, if you're a woman, come on. If you don't have any connections, you do have to work 10 times harder to get half as far. That's sadly the reality of it. Right. Okay. There's no such thing as a career. This is Emma Thompson was her mentor, and Emma Thompson said, look, there's no such thing as a career. You just have to wait till your next gig kind of thing. So Emma Thompson is more or less telling her, you can't expect everything to be handed to you. It's hard work and you're only as good as your last job kind of thing. Emma Thompson's white. She's not saying, is it because I is white? Is it because I is white? It's just it's hard graft, isn't it? The acting world. Now, where are we? Oh yeah, Thompson was told that she wasn't pretty enough to make it as an actor. Because we know what it was like. You'd have to be like Angelina Jolie to get any kind of leading role. And even at that, it can be very boring. Absolutely perfectly symmetrical leading ladies can be incredibly boring. But anyway, so she's saying, Maud cuts me off, already anticipating the question. Oh yeah, big time. I've read the most unsavory things about myself on the internet, but I think that's rooted in racism and misogyny. No, the internet's just really mean. And we all get it. Everybody gets it, especially if you look a bit quirky, you're going to really, really get it. That's just the internet. When I put out some stuff, I'm told to go off and take my HRT. It's mean. You got to be able for it. It's not to do with your skin color, love. You'll probably get that too, because the internet is just the internet. But she got a Louvre campaign, or Louvre, isn't that what they call it? Louvre, that Spanish label. It's a really high-end Spanish label. I always called it Louvre, but I think it's actually called Louvre. So she got one of those campaigns, which is kind of like an Yves Saint Laurent campaign. Like, come on, she's getting literally all the opportunities. She's over in Hollywood now. She's in some kind of apocalypse movie with all the big stars. So she's getting literally all the opportunities. So anyway, it finishes off with, let me see. Some guy, a middle-aged Indian man. Again, this is when they really start talking about ethnicity. We don't hear it. Well, we know when we don't hear it, and we know when we do hear it. This time it's a middle-aged Indian man in a smart button-down shirt. I'm going to send it to my wife, who gets a selfie with her, beaming as Maud scurries off out of the cafe. You don't see many South Asian actors playing non-South Asian roles. Did he really say that? Did he really say that? He explains, I've no doubt that people will be approaching the glorious Maud for many years to come. Listen, I'm sure she's a really good actress. You know, I wish her well. I wish the world well. I want people to get on well, all of that. But this is the programming, lads. This is the programming, trying to make people in their own countries feel bad about their skin color. It is reverse racism. You know, try get a Bollywood part in India if you're white. It's not going to happen. You know, it's very, very rare. But it's this sense of entitlement, this sense of, I'm working so hard and I should have, well, you've got everything. You've skipped right up to the top of the queue. So, you know, like, well done. But let's just go over one more time all the race and skin color bits. And we get an idea. And this is how we should be reading. If we're going to look at the mainstream media, this is how we need to be treating the mainstream media. Study it. Because, you know, I've never seen anything like this. I've done lots of interviews in my time, and we never talked about the color of my skin. Right? But now it's a big thing. Right? So this is the reverse racism.